Okay, greetings. Welcome to my Sunday, the 6th of March 22 live stream. Just had an enforced week off actually, so I wasn't able to do my live stream last week. However, hopefully you did catch my my premiere of my first video up on my second channel. The link is in the description and in the chat. Chronicles of the Unconvinced. We could take a look at it in a second actually, because I do have a couple of new places where you can tune into my stuff. First, I'd like to say hello. First of all, the tune we just played out the pre-show on is of course JT33. A link to that is in the live chat, and I will put it in the description at the end of this. We'll probably play out with it at the end of the show as well. Yeah, at the end as well. I do like to play out with a bit of music, so thanks for providing that. Yeah, hi again to Mudlark, Susan Byrne, Robin Max, Maria Ellender, Alice Wilde, and I believe JT33, of course, and anyone else who is tuned in tonight. If you want to say hello in the live chat, if you want to suggest anything you want us to look at, please do. Right, first thing then, I'll mention... Let me see. I will mention my new channel over on, this is another one I've got uploaded so far to YouTube. I sort of started working on this during my 1 week suspension from uploading for last week's live stream. We do have on there a couple of videos about Kate Garraway and Derek Draper, something we looked at in the stream I did 2 weeks ago. Which was, is this how they write her out? Talking about the Queen and the illness that she got. Turns out it wasn't how they write the Queen out, it's how they finished off the story of BS19. I'm not sure if I ever said this publicly on any of these videos, or if I might have written about it in a blog. I have said, I think the only way what it would take for BS19 to be wiped from everyone's memory was a big event, such as a war. So I'm not saying I called it, I'm just saying I suggested that it would take something huge like a war for BS19 to get removed. Anyway, yes, during that point we looked at Derek Draper and Kate Garraway, this woman and this person, unofficial spokesperson for long COVID. Wonder how much we'll hear about that now. She'll probably now have to start wearing a yellow and blue face mask or scarf or whatever if she wants to get much media attention. Although she does have a documentary. I think I'm not sure if it's in parts or if it's still going on. But they talk about caring for Derek. I do have the first episode downloaded actually, and I am considering in a upcoming, possibly in an upcoming live stream, maybe to watch it and review it. And it's pretty gut wrenching. It's pretty put your finger down your throat kind of stuff, where she really overacts. I'm not sure if I've got it on here. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy what they claim this person does. Like here, for example, supposedly Derek's been fighting his illness for however long, and he's finally back home, and they invite a camera crew. Imagine the disruption of bringing in a disabled person into your home. How much that would disrupt your life. No disrespect to anyone that's got to do that, but if you've ever had to invite someone in with, let's just say, mobility issues, how much you have to adjust your home, how much, yeah. And Kate's apparently become a carer, but that didn't stop her from finding time to make this rubbish, basically. Look at the overacting involved in a minute as they film Derek in an incontinence pad. Well done. What an effort that was.
Well done, darling. That is amazing.
Oh, sorry, if you want to inflict yourself to more bull spit, go and watch check out my videos on this one. Also, I uploaded a talk that I took part in July 2017. Gosh, that came and went quite quickly, featuring myself and the former, well, the late YouTuber Avalon, and the UK Resistance, who is still around on YouTube as Amazing Grace. I'm not sure if she still tunes into my stuff anymore, but if she does, hi. You're back up on YouTube. I mean, she might have it on her channel anyway. Yeah, I got a bit of information about Avalon, and this, apparently I got the date of his passing wrong in this video. I think I put it as happening in, let's see, I said it was early 2020. I think it was actually a bit later than that. No, sorry, a bit earlier than that. I believe it was the end of 2019 that he actually passed away. So, yeah, my apologies. Sorry, what mine? Yeah, if I got that one wrong. So, but yeah, if you want to check that out. Have I already put a link in the description? If not, it's in the live chat. I might as well spam you with another link. I will catch up with the live chat and see what you've all been saying. Simone Z, BS19 hasn't been removed from Malta though. Still going strong, is it? They're not gonna... Yeah, I know what you're saying. Right. My new backup channel. Yeah, the only other place I'd like to make you aware of is BitChute. Last week's live stream I've uploaded in 2 parts and can be listened to here if you never got a chance to hear it in the in the week. Again, I'll put a link to my channel over there in the live chat. Okay, let's see. Okay, we're going to get on with the stream. I did suggest if anyone had any subjects they wanted to cover tonight, then let us know. I will just have a quick catch up of the live chat actually. 1 minute. Yeah, we're going to look at, I mean, as I said, someone who doesn't follow mainstream media, but the only place I can really look, actually, we'll look at that now. The only place I can really come across much news is on the occasions when I maybe go on Twitter, for example, and I see what people are talking about. And so much of it now has changed the story. Good to see it's not completely... Yeah, but if I go to my notifications, for example, you look how many of these notifications: Mariupol, Ukraine, Russia. I've never told Twitter that I have any interest in any of this rubbish, and yet continually, hour after hour, they're spamming me with Ukraine and Russia, Formula 1 end contract with Russia. 1 million people have fled to Ukraine. It's unavoidable. They're literally forcing it down your throat, just like they always do with all of their big rubbish. And you say Malta. Actually, Simone says it's still big in Malta. To be honest, it hasn't gone away now. You could go into most shops are still parading pictures of masks, requesting people still do that stuff. Will it go away? Let's see. Or will it just become the norm? I'm not sure how the Queen's recovering though. We could just do a quick follow-up and see how Elizabeth is getting on. Right. Elizabeth II. Oh, is my computer going on a go slow? I'm probably overworking it. News. she won't be living at Buckingham Palace anymore, apparently, so they can get rid of all those guards out the front of Buckingham Palace now, surely. Or is that piece of land so valuable that they have to have... are they armed? Are they call them not Beefiest? That's someone else. Whatever they call the people with the big hats outside Buckingham Palace. Why am I thinking Beefiest? I know that's not right, but... Or something feeders. I'm sure they're... I don't know. Right. They're not mentioning anything here immediately about her illness, so I guess that isn't a news story anymore. The Queen will never live in Buckingham Palace again, it's been reported, meaning that Her Majesty can stay close to Prince Philip's final resting place, also meaning they can donate, they can open Buckingham Palace up for public use. I always think it's absolutely ridiculous walking... I don't go to London very often, but one thing when I do go is the amount of homeless people over there. Absolutely, you know, the main centre of London is full of homeless people, and then just a few streets away is this huge palace where supposedly, they've got no pictures of it, supposedly Lizzie is meant to live. What are they going to do with that, I wonder? Right, of course they mentioned Windsor as well, kind of touching on a subject that we might get onto. The main topic of tonight is why on earth would anyone fabricate a conflict? Is there any motivating factors? Is there any reasons that someone would ever do such a thing? And by someone, I don't mean a singular person, a group of people that present the mainstream narrative. Would they ever fabricate a conflict? And by fabricate, I mean everything they tell you about it is not real, is not true. Which isn't to say troops aren't in a particular location, or the military haven't moved into certain things, but it will never be as reported by these liars. So if you remember, Windsor Castle got burnt down back in the 90s, meaning that the public then got to pay for the sorting out of it to be fixed up, from what I remember. Apparently, for some reason, the Queen's just gone down to mention how much they celebrate Pride. Bear in mind, Pride comes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. Psalms 21, I want to say, or is it 91? I'll have to look up that quote, but yeah. Pride comes before destruction. So it's interesting to see that a spokesperson for the Queen said, "It is a reminder for those who would like to forget." Oh no, that's the wrong bit. Yeah, in the US we celebrate Irish Pride, Puerto Rican Pride, Black History, LGBT history, and many others. And it's ironic, perhaps, telling that there are no celebrations of our English and British heritage that gave rise to our truly great and unique nation. Okay, I'm not sure that story's gone, but apparently the Queen hasn't got Bullspit 19 anymore. So we'll get on. Right, I'm going to catch up with the live chat. Any reason you guys can think of why they would fabricate a war? Hang on, I'm just having a look at the live chat. If I've missed anyone who's come in so far, apologies. Robbo Max says Avalon is a legend. He passed in October 19. It was not February 2020 that his brother in Australia contacted me to let me know the news. Yeah, it was sad. I was shocked, surprised, and sad to hear about Avalon. I can't say I had, I wasn't a close mate as such, but I did admire the work he put up, and I was pleased to pleased to get a chance to see, and I was pleased to see also over on 153 News that his work is still being presented. I think it is Anaconda Malt Liquor and Smoke and Mirrors that have got a channel up here. Let me just have a look. Well, that zoomed out a bit. Yeah, I think the channel is done by Smoke and Mirrors. Oh, why side foreign videos are locked for Avalon and Robin Max? Perhaps they question the official. Right, come on. I do have problems with 153 News actually sometimes playing on this. Particularly on this web browser, I don't know why. Right, yeah, I totally agree. Alice Wild, so your wife hasn't taken the jab. Oh, whose wife is that? He will take out a whole platoon of Russians single-handedly. Mudlark says, Derek will make a full recovery and volunteer to fight in the Ukraine. I wouldn't be at all surprised, Mudlark, to be honest with you. It is the sort of thing. Right, here is the channel over on 153 News. Hopefully you can get it to work better than I can, but yeah, I believe it was done by Smoke and Mirrors, so yeah, if you ever wanted to see some of the stuff he put up, he did some really good work on the Manchester Arena, on the London Bridge attack and Las Vegas by the look of it. I believe he was active on, I believe he was active over on Discord. Now, I do have a couple of accounts on Discord, but I don't really use it a huge amount myself. I've never massively got into it. And yeah, I would rather one-way conversations on YouTube, to be honest. Now, I've always been a bit shy about going into open forums and stuff, and just talking. I'm not sure why. It's no different to coming on YouTube and just talking. But except for it's open to anyone else that wants to come in. Mudlark says, you just Googled it and they are called Beefiest. I thought they were, although I thought that was people in... Let's have a quick look at them. Beefeaters. Oh, hang on. I was going to leave a link to Avalon's channel, or have I already? I'm getting confused. Right. Sorry, I need to... Oh, goodness me. Right, yeah, I was going to put a link to Avalon's channel over on 153. Sorry, we'll get there in a minute. Yeah, I'm curious how any of you guys are particularly active over on Discord. I have had a couple of invites to join rooms, but as I say, I've never really I have now installed it. Well, I've had it installed on my phone for a while, but I'm a bit unsure how to use it actually. All the things everywhere. Right. Avalon tributes on 153 News. Yeah, I was going to look at Beefiest just to check. Apparently it's beef feeder, isn't it? Apparently it's from, because they used to feed beef to the birds. Apparently there's some bird that if it ever leaves Windsor Castle or London Bridge, yeah, that's what I think of as Beefiest, but I'm referring to Buckingham Palace guards. If anyone has put the correct answer in the live chat, and I may have missed it, so changing of the guards. Yeah, now that the Queen's not going to be living there anymore, it means that these I mean, what would you call them? They look like matches, don't they? Looks like a big match head. I think they call them bear heads, or made out of a real bear. How ridiculous. I wouldn't have anything to do with these people. this organisation. I'm not sure if these were really soldiers or... But what a joke. They're basically actors. They're just walking around. Is this meant to be a show of British strength? It's kind of laughable when you think about it. Anyway, I'm curious what these guards are called. Maybe I should read the live chat. Alice World, the Queen died in November. I wouldn't definitely, could be right. I think, I've said in the past that I think Philip probably didn't went a fair bit earlier than we were actually told. And it wouldn't be difficult for them to put footage of them attending a particular... They can put stand-ins, they can put lookalikes, they could just use old footage. They could even CGI him into the background. How many... Like when, for example, Philip comes out onto a balcony... Let's see. Last picture of Prince... Sorry, we will get on to our main topic of the evening. I normally do that in the second half of the stream, actually. Last picture of Prince Philip. I'm sure he was on a balcony. It showed him with the Queen or something. And I remember thinking how easily... how just because the news show us Prince Philip attending something doesn't mean he's really how things are. Did you ever watch? Have you ever seen the film? What was it called? Poltergeist II. That was it. And the villain in that looks just like Prince Philip does. All they have to do is put a bit of black around the eyes and stretch out the skin a little bit. And you've kind of got Prince Philip. They can do incredible stuff with CGI and with makeup. It's out there, right? Let's have a look. Simone says about, actually, the Malta government is a bit slow on the uptake. We're still wearing masks, but I never took it. Good for you, Simone. I'm pleased to hear that. Well, I say that, what people choose to do. But yeah, to be honest, it is nice to know I'm not the only person, but it's nice to know there's at least a few people out there who took that choice. Decided, no, I'm not going to give in to peer pressure. I'm not going to take drugs just because everyone else is. I don't care what mainstream media tells me. Your drugs aren't for me. Thanks very much. So well done to anyone who held out. They were putting the pressure on for a long time. Is the pressure going to be lifted? I did see a quite an appropriate tweet from someone. Oh no, it wasn't a tweet. It was a message I got saying about how hard, don't expect to be drafted up to the army if you haven't had your poison, because you're not allowed to fly unless you've had your injections. So, do you think it? Yeah, we'll talk about drafting up very soon. Let's see. I did see someone earlier on talk about donating to NATO. Right, Alice Wells says, is there any point in me asking where and when are the collections for Palestine and Yemen, etc.? Yeah, you're absolutely correct. Russia into the Ukraine is no different to America and Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan. It's no different to what the British government do. But of course they want us to... it's been going on for years. We will look at this subject properly. Yeah, okay, well, I just don't... Yeah, if anyone's mentioned anything in the chat for me to have a look at, I don't want to overlook it. Susan Byrne, Bobby, you called her as she. Oh, which one? If we're referring to Kate Garraway, I absolutely concur. JT33 says the Ukrainian flag selfies are so hot right now. Wouldn't be surprised. Should we have a look on Instagram? Let's see what everyone... Bear in mind, Instagram is a breeding ground for complete bullspit. From media fakery, from propaganda. They absolutely flood themselves with this trash. I'm not sure what this is actually. I'm guessing it won't be long. Yeah. See, never have I ever mentioned anything on Instagram about Putin, but it comes up. I don't actually know what this is. I don't particularly want to know either. Yeah, generally all I look at on Instagram is pregnancy, and that's not because I got a weird thing about pregnant women. Well, look at that line. The strap line on the pregnant tummy. Right. Anonymous sends chilling message to Putin. Yeah, I'm guessing everything that makes it up on YouTube. Yeah, anything these celebs do that just so happens to... Loma has joined the war in Ukraine. Yeah, this is something I... Apparently this boxer, whoever he is, Loma, he's decided he's going to take on the enemies, the bogeyman. In the pre-show, we watched a video I did back in October 2017 about the actor... I can't even think of his name now. Mancunian actor who joined ISIS because he was so enraged. And I've been seeing over on... Someone left a good video on YouTube of... let me see, where is he? James Ellie. I've probably left links to this guy's channel a few times. He puts up a lot of very short... Where is he? Is it James Ellie? Yeah, I'm sure it is. He puts up some... Yeah, and this is typical of the rubbish that we heard back then. I mean, this guy, for example...
I used to be in the TA.
I don't... So, a former TA person... Bear in mind, and the point this video is making is that this guy is scared of catching a freaking cold. He's scared of getting bullspit 19. He doesn't want to pass it on to anyone. But listen to what he says. Okay, so life's obviously very important to him if he puts his mask over his face.
A lot of first aid. I used to be in the TA. I've also got a lot of first aid training. So decided to come and do something.
And you're prepared to go to Ukraine and fight?
Yeah, I can get on a flight tomorrow.
And if you don't mind asking, how old are you?
I'm 60, which means I'm just about within the age range they'll accept.
And you're prepared to put your own life on the line?
Well, somebody has to.
No, not at all, mate. You won't even go outside without a mask on. I don't think you're prepared to put anything on the line. You look to me wearing that mask like a coward, I've got to say that. The mask is the uniform of the coward. Is my comment still up here? Yeah, I'll go out and die for a story I heard on the news. I'll even slaughter others, so long as I don't catch a cold or pass one on to anyone else. Insanity. And this is exactly what we're seeing over here. We're hearing about celebrities getting so enraged about what Putin's doing.
Let me show you one of my favorite things about money.com.
Where's that coming from?
Instead of doing this, you're on me. I need you to... You can just do this.
I've got chaos. I've just muted it. There we go. That's interesting. The video won't pause. Oh, right. Yeah, apparently. Oh, this guy. Where was that? It looked like we had a video about it, but no, we obviously don't. Yeah, this is just the Instagram feed where they share mainstream media's complete rubbish. Oh my goodness, what a horrible looking person. Right. Yeah, I could easily start looking at pregnancy bumps and calling them out as rubbish, but if I was going to, I would have pointed out this very convenient strap that you see just on. This is Rihanna. And just here you can see where they disguise the CGI bit, because that doesn't look like it could be a fake tummy. Right, not going to get too far off the point of Putin and whatnot. Yeah, part of me thought, am I maybe not going to touch that story? I do generally like to, just down here by the way. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be, but if you ask me, it is the lines of a fake pregnancy tummy. I'm curious what the anonymous message was, whether we can hear it. Any volume? Ooh. Goodness me, get on with it.
Greetings, Russian President Vladimir Putin. We have been patiently waiting for you to respond to our most recent request, but
You think how easy this would be to fake. All I got to do is get this clip of this guy, or a clip of anyone wearing a mask. I don't even have to film it of myself wearing a mask. Any clip, get a audio recording of a mechanical voice speaking the words you want it to say, and play it over the top. And all of a sudden you've got something that 93,000 people like. How mental.
Find ourselves growing impatient of your foot dragging. Unfortunately, it seems you have made the option to ignore our presence, and therefore we have decided to dedicate an operation specifically for you. A present of sorts. Do you perhaps remember the time the collective defaced Roskimordz's website in 2018? Mr. Putin? Do you remember when you lost to Afghanistan? A database belonging to the Ministry of Defense website was leaked by the anonymous collective. This database contained email addresses and...
Oh, that was the end of that. Just going along with, I remember back in the start of 2020, start of 2021, I said, the big story is going to be about Russian hackers. I said there will be a big Russian hacking news story. There might have been, for all I know. I didn't watch the news, but oh, how horrible is that? Right, I've got to get off Instagram. It's vile. It makes me sick. Right, okay. Random Games, greetings. Good to see you in the live chat. And Some Girls, also good to see you all in there. Random says, if the so-called celebs are involved, it's a confirmation that the Ukraine story is all fake and staged. Of course it is. Either way, whatever the mainstream present to us, is based. So long as it rings true with Wikipedia, then you're in the clear. That's all they give you. Some Girl says, I will not get poisoned. Good for you. Do not forget, we have arms, many of them more than one. 330 million people, so there is only so much government can do to us. Very true. Where's the... Yeah, that reminds me of the words from the book 1984. Hang on, bear with me a minute. I'm just going to bring those pages up a sec. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Some girls, they do... Oh, hang on. There we go. yeah, the people are ridiculously outnumber the ruling classes. Right, back on. Oh, not that one. Oh yeah, I better put my message across the bottom of the screen. Is it about copyright protected material? Everything we look at here is for the purposes of review and education. Right, this isn't going to work, is it? Yeah, just to let you know, this is the book 1984, and they make a lot of references to people being controlled with propaganda, with about wars that are continuously going on. I hope this text is bearable. Actually, shame I can't. Yeah, shame I can't stretch it out a bit. Maybe I will. Hang on. Right. Yeah, they often talk about, they refer to them as proletarians, where in this book, basically the pros are the masses. They're the people. Winston, he works as a basically he works in the Ministry of Truth, and his job is to fabricate everything. He has to keep changing history. Yeah, it talks about. I'm not saying this book is 100% real life, that it's accurate, but I think it does cover some of the methods that, or at least some of the ideas behind the control that is used against us. Let's see. I'm pretty sure the pros are not human beings. I mean, yeah, they're being referred to. Basically, the proletarians are being referred to as not even human beings. This is by a member of the middle class, and according to this, it is the middle class that is constantly being kept in their place. Basically, they don't care about spying on. They don't. Yeah, they don't care about spying on the masses, according to this one. But as we know, with a microphone and a camera on every phone, on every computer, then maybe they could if they wanted to. I don't know if you're familiar with the story in 1984, but it basically involves, as it said, it involves the middle classes being under constant surveillance, using cameras. And I always thought, well, if that is the future, how would they ever get cameras into people's houses? Well, we did it for them, and we even paid for the privilege. We pay through the nose for like devices with these. We're funding our own downfall, I guess. Right, yeah, I'm sure there's a bit where he says the hope lies with the pros. Let's see, there's so many versions of pros. Here we go. They talk about. Right, this is Winston. He remembers how he once had been walking down a crowded street when a tremendous shout of hundreds of voices of women's had burst from a side street a little way ahead. It was a great formidable cry of anger, despair, and a deep loud uh-oh that went humming on like the reverberant bell. His heart leapt at start. Oh, his heart. Right, his heart leapt. It started, he thought, a riot. The pros are breaking loose at last. And when he reached the spot to see a mob of 200 or 300 women crowded around the stalls of a market stall, with faces as tragic as though they'd been doomed passengers of a sinking ship. But this movement in general despair broke down into a multitude of quarrels. It appeared that one of the stalls had been selling tin saucepans. They were wretched, flimsy things, but cooking pots of any kind were always difficult to go by. Basically, at this point, he thought finally the proletarians have liberated the pros from bondage, basically, and how. But he also talks about how they're easily controlled. yeah, it's not desirable for the pros to have strong political feelings. That was required of them. Is a primitive patriotism. So, as they say, the pros, the middle classes, it doesn't matter if they've got, whether they're Labour, Conservative, Lib Dems, so long as they're in love with their country. And at the minute, we're seeing that same sort of patriotism towards the Ukraine. I want to see another one of James Elwey's videos. I will share a link to his channel as well. Yeah, but what really would be the motives for such fabrications? Right. Where are we? Sorry, we'll get there in a minute. I will go back to the live chat also. Simone Z, you're subscribed to both my channels. That's good to hear. Yeah, as I said earlier, also on BitChute, if you happen to use that. Yeah, it wasn't apparently only this 60-year-old man that wanted to yeah, I'm pretty sure it was okay, maybe it was on somewhere else I saw it, about all these other people that were going to go and join the revolution, if I put joins Ukraine in the chat, let's see what comes up. Tens of thousands join rally around the world in support of Ukraine. Hang on. Are these the same people that were going out in support of not wearing masks? I really hope not. No, it isn't. These are the sort of people that will do whatever they're told. What I'm actually more surprised is that they're not rallying against the idea of wasting taxpayers' money on a war. What does anyone know what the situation is with Britain? I mean, are we supposedly getting involved? Because if we are, then that basically means, yeah, public money being spent on basically destruction, and that is what war is, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, that the ultimate reason for wanting to fabricate a war is that you can divert loads of public money and spend it on military operations. And who is it that actually benefits from the sale of weapons? We're going to go back to that royal family in a minute. Let's just see what rubbish the Guardian is saying. Hang on. Yeah, they're probably about... This isn't the same crowd we saw a minute ago. This isn't the feel of like a demonstration where people are, as I said, over on... might be up on 153. About people attending... If we see the footage caught by people attending the demonstrations... Let's see. I know Anaconda Malt Liquor has been putting stuff up. But yeah, compare his footage to this footage that we're seeing in the Ukraine, or wherever this was. Where's Anaconda? There it is. I've got to say I haven't shared anything from... I haven't shared the link to James L.E.'s channel, so I'll make sure I do that. Yeah, here we go. You've got people standing around. I bet the audio...
I don't feel the need. But, you know...
See, this is
it's just one
what a gathering demonstration looks like. Not according to The Guardian. This is what The Guardian say it's like. I mean, this, okay, maybe it's happening. These people, to be heard that well in a big crowd, must have microphones on them already. She's so upset. You've got to stop the war. Look how sympathetic she is. Are these people genuinely taken in by this rubbish? Wouldn't it be funny if someone bought the wrong card and it said no to vaxes or something on there? Or they thought, hang on, what demonstration is this one? This is the only thing you people care about now. And by you people, I'm referring to people that think that mainstream media can in any way be trusted. I wonder if, like the demonstrations against climate change, they had witches at the front of the demonstration. What a thing to chant! Down, up with Ukraine, more sanctions for Russia. How ridiculous! You really think people would ever chant this at a freedom march?
I think leaders need to work harder and unify and, face up to the bully that is Putin.
They don't want to stop the war. What are you on about? You're just saying you want to sanction Russia and arm the Ukraine. That's exactly how wars are started. Why don't you go to the Ukraine then and do your demonstration over there? Here we go. Putin doesn't like homosexuals. Got it. That's why we should care about this. Well, the problem is, if you decide that you are going to define yourself by how you want to have sex, if that is your definition of who and what you are, then what rights do you expect? I mean, what right does being anything as such as a transgender, a homosexual, why would that give you any more rights than it would give someone who doesn't make a big deal about whether or not they, it just doesn't make sense. But, okay.
Todos mis familiares viven allá en Ucrania, así que lo único que podemos hacer acá y los que viven afuera de Ucrania es apoyar así.
That proper propaganda, drawing him like a monster, showing pictures of Putin looking like a demon. I mean, I'm not saying Putin isn't a demon, I don't know what he is, but he's a tailor-made, made-to-order bogeyman, as it were. He's a made-to-order figure of hate. Going back to the book 1984, they would talk about how the pros, not the pros, how the middle classes would have these rallies where they would all get fired up and start coming through with all this hatred. To be honest, I would suggest reading the book 1984, but it's not that great or anything. It's I'm not a huge fan of it, and I don't necessarily agree with the overall statement of the book, but it's it makes some interesting points, and they could easily be compared to what's going on. Okay. Also, we're now going to hear about refugees. Sorry, I kind of didn't want to cover this story, but Do you think these people are actually being forced out of their homes, or are they in a position to say, no, I'm not moving? It reminds me of a quote in the Bible from the book of Isaiah. I'll just read it a minute. I think it's... one second. Let's see. I hope I saved it. Maybe not. Okay. Yeah. Let me see if I can find it. It was something along the lines of, all God asks you to do is just not to be alarmed by any situations. Don't go fleeing for salvation. You know, just stay firm and show that you're not bothered. So I wonder if you were in this situation and you told, you know, people trying to tell you that you have to be evacuated, and if you said, no, I'm staying, I'm not leaving, what they would do. Right, was it 30? I might not have the correct chapter here. Let me see. I'm sure it's around 32 or 33. Yeah, woe to those who rely on Egypt. Basically, relying on Egypt, these people who flee to Egypt, who trust in their multitude of chariots and in their great strength for their horsemen, but don't look to the Holy One of Israel. Okay, where's the rest of it? Yeah, I'm sure there was a... Maybe I skipped past it. Hang on. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll have to... I can't find it immediately. But it goes along the lines of, yeah, all you have to do is just trust in God, and know that if you stay at home, you're not going to end up, you know, maybe it's not going to, it'll be worse than fleeing to take on these people that probably come around your house and tell you all of a sudden you have to leave. Maybe the majority of people want to leave, but what's going to happen then? Oh, well, we just cleared all the houses. What should we do now? Chuck bombs on it. We wanted to renovate this area anyway. Now we don't have to worry about doing any proposals. We don't have to go for any planning permission. Tell them it's a war and we can just bomb the shit out of this area. Which is what... By leaving your homes, are you just basically giving them... Are you just rolling over and saying, yep, come bomb us, we don't care. We'll leave our homes for you so that you can have your made-up dispute. Talking about we've got to get them on the buses. For all you could call this the Holocaust, you know? Yeah, they rounded up all the Ukrainians and shipped them off. Well, in this case, they're doing exactly that. They're just making it sound like they're doing it for... Will the story get switched one day and we'll hear that some guy, a bit like Schindler, for example, happened to save a load of Ukrainians and stop them getting smuggled out the country by these horrible people. Just as an example of the difficulty that people that organise that, say, for example, you want to update a country's infrastructure. Of course, you have to, say you want to build a new train line, for example. You have to do all the proposals. The government has to put tendering out to companies to see which one of them is going to do the work. You have to buy land off of people. You know, you have to. It's a whole pain. Apparently, I don't know if you're familiar with the person Ism Kingdom Brunel. He supposedly built the first railway in a lot of Britain. I know it was my part of the world, the southwest. I'm not sure how much more. Anyway, the reason I mention this person is because, let's see, an English civil engineer is considered one of the most ingenious and prolific figures in engineering history. They talk about him like he's a proper hero, but in a very small area in Bath, in a small area of Bath, he's considered differently, because it was his proposal that they were going to develop all through the area of Widcombe, which is actually just behind where the train station is now in Bath. Anyway, all the people, I think, they took it into Parliament and whatnot and tried to give reasons why this guy's railway line should destroy a load of people's homes. Right, although Brunel's projects were not always successful, they often contained innovative solutions to engineering problems. Brunel set the standard for well-built railway using careful surveys to minimise gradients and curves. This necessitated expensive construction techniques, bridges, viaducts, and a 2-mile-long box tunnel. One controversial feature was the broad gauge instead of what was later to be known as standard gauge. He astonished Britain by proposing to extend GWR westward to North America by building steam-powered ships. Yes, so he wasn't all it seemed to some people. I'm not sure. I was looking for information on it earlier, but Widcombe, it's called something like Widcombe Festival or Widcombe Independent. Unless I mix it up with Walcott. Let me see. Right, if you know Bath, then you'll be familiar with the Widcombe, well, both Widcombe and Walcott, and it's, I'm sure it's Widcombe that was going to be destroyed, and no, this isn't saying anything about, this is just telling you about, I'm sure one of the festivals is in memory of not being demolished by Ism Kingdom Brunel. Anyway, that's just an example of how much of a pain it is for a country to update their, say, railways or motorways or whatever they want to do, football stadiums. If you want to demolish an area, then you have to do a lot of work. Not so if you decide, you know what, let's just tell everyone we have gone to war. Right, I haven't had a look at the live chat for a little while, my apologies. Greetings to KG, Philip Wright, Tone Dial. And apologies if I've missed anyone. I'm just catching up with it now. We've been going about an hour. I normally do a short intermission at this point, before we finish with the second half of the show. Philip Wright, doing my head in the football with all these Muppets in the crowds waving their flags. Yeah, I can only imagine that the football would be absolutely going to town on it, as would probably every sporting event at the minute. Let's have a look. Premier League. Yeah, these people get behind everything. I think they still kneel down for a minute before every match, don't they? I'm very suspicious of... Right, just look at a random game. Arsenal. Let's see how many flags. And if they talk of alright, we're going to get any pictures. If we had video, that would be really good. Okay, this probably won't show us anything of the crowd. But yeah, I can well believe that football have totally got behind it. Okay. Right, we've got some football highlights here. I don't want to get a copyright strike, but I'm guessing it will start with them having a minute's silence or a minute's applaud or some recognition for the latest stupid news story. Oh, I really don't want to play that. Yeah, what I wish to do is see the crowd and see whether they've got any. I'm pretty sure they're going to be going on about it constantly. Okay, this video don't want to play. Oh, alright, that's too annoying. I guess I'll just alright, let's see then. We'll do a search on this page. Do they mention Ukraine? I thought that brought up the search. Hang on. Oh. Oh dear, what have I done? This is where the computer crashes, I bet. And I get stuck with this screen on the... Yeah, this is my computer's way of telling me you need to have an intermission or force one on you. I'll just check that it's still playing alright. Okay, still seem to be playing so far. Let me see if I can find if they mention anything on this news story about the Ukraine. Oh, well, it was mentioned apparently. It comes up 3 times in this news story. Drone footage appears to show. Oh, okay. Apparently, they made reference to Abramovich. Oh, 4 out of 6. Ukraine invasion. Moment entire Russian TV crew walk off air after ban. Interesting. The mainstream media supposedly getting shut down by another ridiculous story. Yeah, they're adding... Okay, so it was a big part of the Chelsea game by the look of it, as the fans... Oh, what's this? Chelsea fans sang the name of Russian owner during a minute's applause in support of the Ukraine following Russia's invasion of the country. So yeah, they were probably doing this up and down football pitches all across the weekend. I knew that would... You know, I'm not in the least bit surprised to see that that actually happened. Okay, right, I'm going to have a quick look at the live chat while my video struggles to load up. And as I said, this probably is a hint that I should give the computer 5 minutes. By the way, Tone Dial, I see all their messages as being removed in the chat. Were they a legit person or not? They've got a wrench for some reason. I'm a bit confused about that. I'm not familiar with who they even are. But Tone Dial, the Ukrainian tennis player reached the Lion final tonight. It was also dramatic, flag waving and crying. Sorry, Tone Dial. I couldn't place your name. No. Philip writes, someone has had a huge cutout of a cat in the crowd, which was funnily aimed at Zuma at Anfield. Yeah, was there something? What was the story with Zuma? Was he cruel to a cat or something? I think I did hear his own cat. Didn't he whack it or some horrible thing? Right, I don't want to risk this, blowing this computer up by trying to play a video right now. I can feel the heat coming out the back of it. Right, we'll try it. But yeah, we are going to take a couple of minutes break in a second before
it's very
we.
noisy up here on the Etihad gantry.
Oh, that didn't last very long, did it? All right, I'm going to come off of there. Oh,
Your dry
not watching that rubbish. Okay, right. I will very quickly do an intermission then. Philip, right, I didn't clap at Anfield. Were you at Anfield today, Phil? Fair enough. No, was that today or was that yesterday? Whenever. No, so, yeah, they are doing these applauds. What do they do about kneeling? Are they still kneeling down at the start of games, or have everyone forgotten about George Floyd? Maria Ellender, can you play the link that some girls left? I will have a look for it. Philip Wright, great channel, this guy, worth a sub. Okay, let me find the link. Some girls, perfect makeup and hair. Yeah, I will play the link by all means if I can find it. I see they're already here in the live chat. Thanks for joining us. KG, you're not that late. Okay, play this vid. It's Fox News. Some girls. It could be a perfect. It could be a perfect segue into a quick intermission. How long is it? 3 minutes 49. Alright, I've had a request for us to play it, so that's what I'll do. Oh, that's annoying. Okay. 1 minute. Yeah, because annoyingly, if I go, I'll just show you why I can't just go to the live chat and click it. In fact, I won't even try at the moment. It's struggling, I think. Right. Okay. Yeah, we'll play this video by some girls for the for our couple of minute intermission. It does unfortunately mean that the audio won't be very good, and you'll hear me moving around in the background. Right. I'll share this now. I can't share it. Well, I could. Can I? No. Right, I've got to switch my Wi-Fi on, which hopefully won't crush anything. Sorry, people, bear with me. I'm just... No, not doing it. Right, I'll just have to find... Yeah, some girls, unless you're in a situation where you can leave the link again, I will just have to find it in this live chat, okay? And then, there we go, got it. Although I do have to open link in new tab, and as you'll see, it will say it couldn't work. Then I have to go into the address and remove the word studio. And we should have it. Okay. Fox News. I can only imagine what sort of stuff they'll be coming out with. Cole. Oh, okay. Cole McGregor. I think Zelensky is a puppet. Now, I'm guessing Zelensky is the leader of the Ukraine. Right, I'll see what the audio is like. Okay, hopefully everyone's happy with us playing this for a couple of minutes while I grab some refreshments and whatnot. And if you need a couple of minutes break, we will be back very soon though. Oh. Yeah, thank you for sharing the link. Right, thanks for sharing the link. Right, I'm getting lost now. Right, yeah, I definitely need an intermission, I can tell you that. Right, just before I do play this, turn the audio on. Yes, I will do. Worry not. Oh, you just checking you could hear my audio all right there. KG, some girls, I enjoy your vids. You created a word, Megxit. Yeah, I'm guessing that's the same link again. Simone, have a good night, everyone. Sorry, I have to go because I have to wake up early. No problem. Simone, I much appreciate you joining us tonight. To be honest, I will be winding down in the next 30 minutes, or at least that is the aim. Sometimes it can go on a bit longer. Andrew Lidger, greetings. Thanks for joining us. Good to see you in the live chat. Have you seen the Twin Towers printed on the USA money? No, I haven't. Philip Wright, apparently Zuma kicked his cat. Yeah, another horrible story. Yeah, again, I doubt it was... It's the sort of thing you wouldn't want to look at, Kurt Zuma kicking a cat, but who knows? It could just be a very gentle nudge with his foot. I'm not gonna watch it, unfortunately. Okay, guys, this is a clip suggested by some girls, actually showed us by some girls. Bear with me a second. As I said, you're going to hear me moving around and stuff, but that is unavoidable. Right, guys, I will leave you in the capable hands of CNN. I wouldn't normally pay these people too much attention. No, Fox, actually, what am I on about? Macron, is that the guy from, is that the president of France or whatever? Okay, I'll be back in a few minutes.
So, what's the strategy? Putin attacks a nuclear power plant. What's the strategy behind it?
Okay, I hope you can hear this. If not, there is subtitles on the screen. I'll be back in 1 minute.
Is it just to intimidate civilians?
The strategy was not to attack any power plants or the power grid. The Russians have very carefully avoided interrupting any power. No damage to communications, no damage to any of the things that are essential, like the water supply. What you're seeing is that the Russians have now driven what is left of the Ukrainian forces, who are taking refuge in population centers, cities, because they have no mobility, no air defense, no air cover, no logistical infrastructure. They are now mingling with the population, much as we've seen in the Middle East. Whenever we drove the Islamists out of business, they ran into cities, used people as shields, the civilian population, and tried to avoid being annihilated. And I think that's essentially what's happening today with the population being used by the Ukrainian forces to avoid destruction.
Do you think Putin will pull what I would call a Grozny? Grozny was the capital of this sort of breakaway republic. He flattened it when the civilians resisted.
Yes.
You're going to see this. I mean, is he going to flatten Ukraine?
No, absolutely not. In fact, he's worked hard to capture most of it intact. Surprisingly little damage, frankly, Stuart. Much less damage than we inflicted on Iraq when we went into it, either in '91 and again in 2003. No, I think they're just surrounding the Ukrainian forces and they are annihilating them. And this is inevitable. And Mr. Zelensky, I think, is postponing the inevitable in the hopes that we are going to rescue him. And we are not coming. President Biden has made that very clear.
You think the end is in sight?
Well, the end of this phase is still a few days away. The first 5 days, Russian forces, I think, frankly, were too gentle. They've now corrected that. So I would say another 10 days, this should be completely over. But the question is, what is it that Zelensky is going to do? The Russians have made it very clear what they want is a neutral Ukraine. This could have ended days ago if he accepted that. And then they can adjust the borders. But the eastern part of Ukraine is firmly in Russian hands. But again, the Russians are not seizing territory. They're destroying Ukrainian forces. That's their focus.
Colonel, it sounds like you don't approve of Zelensky's stand.
Well, I think Zelensky is a puppet. And he is putting huge numbers of his own population at unnecessary risk. And quite frankly, most of what comes out of Ukraine is debunked as lies within 24 to 48 hours. The notions of taking and retaking airfields, all of this is nonsense. It hasn't happened.
He's not a hero when he's standing up for himself and his own people. You don't think he's a hero?
No, I do not. I don't see anything heroic about the man. And I think the most heroic thing that he can do right now is to come to terms with reality. Neutralize Ukraine. This is not a bad thing. A neutral Ukraine would be good for us as well as for Russia. It would create the buffer that, frankly, both sides want. But he's, I think, being told to hang on and try to drag this out, which is tragic for the people that have to live through this.
I'm inclined to disagree with you, Colonel, but we can see how this works out. Douglas McGregor, top luck. Thanks for being with us, sir. We'll see you again soon.
Okay, that was the interview on Fox Business. This guy, is it Macron or Cole McGregor?
Within 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah, being quite derogatory of the... who is it? Is that the Ukraine president? Honestly, I don't keep up with mainstream media or politics enough to even know who Zelensky is. I guess we could do a quick look in case anyone else is in the dark. Yeah, we are going to start winding down in the next... I won't put a time on it, but I'll be done by midnight, no doubt about that. Zelensky. I think it's double Y, isn't that? Voldemar. Is this the same person? Voldemar. Servant of the people. Well, yeah, of course. Voldemar, he wants the Ukraine to have nice up-to-date buildings. He wants the phone lines to be redone. He wants the Ukraine to be as up to date as any other country. So what's he going to do? Let's say, oh, I've just got a cat staring at me, being demanded I let her in. Right, sorry, had to tend to the cat, of course. Yeah, so let's use who's the least popular person at the moment. Got to be Putin, hasn't he? Everyone sees him in a bad light. Every picture you see will have the word invade. Let's remember the United Kingdom, the United States. I don't know what other countries, but have all taken part in taking forces into other countries. For example, Iran, Iraq. Sorry, one more cat duty. Again, I think that's the cats. They said, look, I told you I'd give you peace until 11:30. After that, you're going to have to let me out or feed me or something. So, fair play to it. It gave me a good couple of hours. RAF jets with deadly beast mode ability land in the UK will make Putin sweat. Why will it make Putin sweat if they're landing in the UK? An RAF jet in the UK? Well, why would that in any way be... Would anyone care about that? And here we have it, caught on camera. Yeah, they say it's condemnation of Putin, but to be honest, this is probably exactly what Zelensky wants, and that way he can rebuild the Ukraine, put in a lot of work to maybe his own mates. I would imagine it would be a good time to invest in a construction company if you've got if you do business in Ukraine. They'll be requiring builders soon. They'll be requiring people to install new phone lines, build new train lines. So without all the unnecessary hassle of going around and getting people to agree to it. Who needs planning permission when the ground is trashed and they've got no choice but to rebuild the roads? That is what I think would be a motivation for people to fabricate a war. That is, what motivation could anyone have? That's generally, if I say I don't believe something, it's why would they make that up? Why would they lie? Well, here's the reason why mainstream media would fabricate all this rubbish. Apparently someone's released a picture of this guy on a Zoom call, and that makes news apparently. Rubio defends sharing an image of Zelensky during a Zoom call. Tweeting a picture was no security risk, as the Ukrainian ambassador mistakenly thought a 300-member video call was secret. Okay. Right. Some girls, I like Putin. Yeah, I've heard mixed things about him. I will say one thing, he does have a funny walk. Now, make of that what you will, but let's try and get video. Look, they're even writing the stories now in the colours to match the Ukraine. Jason Momoa gushes about stepdaughter. Oh, okay, maybe that's not relevant. I don't know what that story's got to do with anything. No, that's got nothing to do with it. Right, yeah, I want to see Putin. Just watch how he walks. See if it looks odd to you. Boards plain. Right, come on. There's got to be a picture of him getting on a plane. They say that he walks with it's something to do with when he was in the military, but nah, I don't know what it is about him, but yeah, I don't have too much thoughts either way on Putin. Right, they're not going to show us it, and my computer's struggling again. So, right, I'll try again. I'll do a search on YouTube for it. Yeah, unfortunately, it's all him talking. Putin walk. Why Vladimir Putin walks this way?
Did you ever notice the walking style of Russian President Vladimir Putin? The way he
Why do you think that is? What is it? Anyway, I won't go there.
walks with his right arm held
Desperately trying not to swing those legs back and forth.
rigid, while his left arm swings freely. Technically, this kind of move is called clearly reduced right-sided arm swing.
They've even got a name for it. His walk has got a name.
the British Medical Journal had
It's
published
funny because it looks very similar to the walk of people like Prince Harry,
this study in 2015.
Prince William.
In the study, the team of neurologists had studied his walking style and said that he dons a strange gunslinger's move. So where did
It's nothing to do with gunslinging, believe me. Well, depends what gun you're talking about.
he learn this style from? Researchers estimate
Walk like you're swinging a gun, that's what they're telling him.
that when Putin used to spy in the KGB of the Soviet Union, it was then that he must have learned to walk like this during weapons training.
Nah, I don't. Well, who knows? I don't think. Right. Let's see if we can find just one of Prince Harry walk. Here we go. Let's see if they adopt a similar gait, I guess you could call it. Wow, more adverts. I can skip them. Again, I don't know if you see it, but they're doing exactly the same thing. His left arm swinging. Yeah, who knows why they do such a thing. Well, I'll get those subtitles out of the way. Yeah, coincidentally, these two also happen to be part of a military. Well, absolute clowns dressing up like idiots. Anyway. Yeah, they're doing exactly the same walk, put it that way. Right. I'm going to have a look at the live chat. Philip Wright, yes, FTM, fit woman's walk. And the hips don't lie, you're absolutely correct. Short arms, yeah. Andrew Lidgett, he's a Ford Transit van. Their daddy is both male and female, exactly. Philip Wright, and Putin's just like all world leaders, a puppet like all world leaders. I do agree with you. Susan Byrne, he is part of the global Klaus Schwab regime. Yeah, I've come across the name Klaus Schwab before, but am I a little bit ignorant of who that is? Do you know what, Susan? I am inviting people to come on and I always. The other week we had Michelle from Oz. I'm not sure she's with us tonight. Some girls mentioned Biden's walk, actually. Yeah, it could be something interesting to have a look at. In fact, on that one of James Ellie's videos, he mentions Biden, so we'll have a look at that video before we go, and I'll share a link to his channel as we've watched a couple of his vids. Right, Klaus Schwab. Yeah, I was going to say, if anyone ever would like to come on and share some thoughts, I would have to do a special setup for it, because it doesn't, I need to pre-arrange it, but I would do like an open lines, I invite anyone to come on. But yeah, if you could explain Klaus Schwab, the German engineer and economist, best known as the founder and executive chairman of the World Economic Forum. His wife, I wonder who his wife is, and first collaborator, Hild, co-founded the Schwab Foundation for Social Entrepreneurship. Gotcha. He's got a strange head as well. Right. What a surprise. Are any of us surprised to see Klaus Schwab's wife have such a pronounced jaw? Is this a surprise for anyone? Compared to him, who has got a very small round head. That must get quite confusing for them. Yeah, I'm not at all surprised to see basically big square round jaw. Not round jaw, sorry. Big square jaw, sloping back forehead. Oh. Right. And how do I get rid of that? Okay. You get me drift. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, maybe that is someone I could do. Oh, look how wide her shoulders are in that picture. And then in the very next one, not a very good picture actually, is it? Perhaps it was too much zoomed in. Hang on. That wasn't it. Right. Let's let it sort itself out. Oh, that was a weird symbol that came up with that picture. Why has the spiral image come up? I don't know what link that's got to do with Hild and Klaus, but an abstract brown grey spiral. Odd. Yeah, where was the other one? Yeah, we see her with Donald Trump as well. Is that a hand gesture he's just doing for the cameras there? Or maybe not. Wow, what is that supposed to be? Again, I'm going a little bit off subject here, but since we're looking at big square jaws, Jessie J, doesn't that look exactly the same as Pink? Does anyone else see an exact replica to Pink when you look at that person? Apparently Prince Charles shook hands with him. Jessie J. Yeah, from the side she looks just like the musician Pink. Look at those shoulders. Come on, get real. How many head widths is that? How can they genuinely pass this off as a female is beyond me. But all I can look at those hips. Yeah, all I can say is they look identical to Pink to me. That certainly isn't a natural hairline. Look at that. She's got hair growing out of her forehead, which is always the case with these people. No idea who Jessie J is, or it's not someone I'm particularly familiar with, but she shook hands with the royal family, and of course, just like Klaus Schwab's wife, Prince Charles's wife, Camilla. Let's have a look. Camilla Parker. I mean, she isn't. I mean, she's hunching together her shoulders in these. I would say she's probably, don't know. Yeah, those shoulders are huge, unavoidable. I will say she does look. Maybe it's because this is someone that I've seen ever since I was a kid, and from childhood I had this person drilled into my head as female. That the face isn't that obvious. But well, I'm guessing the only people that get anywhere near Prince Charles is women with very wide shoulders and a lump at the front. Right, I'm not quite sure how I got into that one. Oh, Klaus Schwab, that was it. Right, has anyone else shared any links? Some girls, here's a link for a CGI vid I did. Your opinion on the NAACP pic of Doria and Meghan. Okay. Some girls, we'll have a look at that. Susan Byrne, here's a puppet deep in his agenda. We'll own nothing and be happy. Phil writes, 6s on that dress. Yeah. Yeah, good point, actually. A lot of 6s. Yeah, sorry, I won't inflict that vile image on you. Right, some girls will have a look at the link. I hope I haven't missed anyone else's. apologies if I have. If you've got anything you particularly want me to look at, then we will. And yeah, oh, KG says I have a wrench and I don't know why. KG, I probably gave you a wrench because you're a regular commenter on the channel, so that's why you've got your wrench. Right, again, in order to... Right, there is a way I can do it without all this messing around. But it's a pain. Right, copy the link. Yeah, the problem I have with taking links from YouTube Studio is that it means all the links have that at the start of their... Okay, now then, this is this vid, and then I go to the live chat, and from here I'll be able to I'll be able to pop out the live chat. Okay, close that down. And I'll be able to open links from here. Okay, right, it is getting on a little bit. It's nearly midnight, so I am probably gonna wind down after we...
I just wanted to...
Wind down after we...
Okay.
Look at this. Wow, who on earth is this? CJ, I'm sorry I missed this one. Do I think this is CGI? 3rd of March. Okay, I am subscribed. I know this says I'm not, but that's because it's on a private tab. If I go on to here, you will see that both your channels... Yeah, sorry, my apologies for missing that one. Yeah, I'm just basically demonstrating that I am subscribed to both your channels. A, B, C, D, E, F. There we go. Girls, some. Right, yes, apologies for missing this one, right.
So, I was astonished. I
hope you don't mind us playing your video, some girls. You've left a link in the chat for us. This doesn't look real though. If this is a picture they've given us of whoever this person is meant to be.
got your recent comments on this channel, and I was just astonished to find out that that NAACP speech, quickie political speech that Sparkles gave was pre-recorded with an applause track going.
Okay, I wouldn't be surprised if they had an applause track going for Megan. Do you happen to play it? Or is it just the picture? I will skip ahead because, yeah, I am going to watch this properly, this video, and probably give you a more definite answer. If not next week, then the time. But yeah, I will skip to the picture.
It's hard to find.
Right, can I make this larger? Hang on.
Okay, here we go. I think this is it. Oh, we're not seeing her face? Oh yeah, we are. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. What is this?
That's exactly what I did. The page is too zoomed in.
Of this? Oh boy. Oh my god. Okay, so I just had this on another video, which All right.
I'm sure you find it.
Okay, this is starting to stress me out because you know why? Okay, we're not even able to see the face because it's CGI.
That is very weird, actually. If this is the pictures they're sharing.
You know, totally. And what I wanted was, I wanted to get a shot of this. Okay, now I'm not going to be able to. I wanted to get this picture up. Okay, I'm not going to be able to do it. It doesn't exist anymore? Come on. This is the only picture I can get. Let's keep going then.
I would go on daily tips. We could.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, wait. Here. We'll go. Yeah. This is totally CGI. Total CGI.
Right, what? Let's see, what am I watching it on? 720?
I mean, completely unthrilling. Where was Oprah for Meghan's big day?
If this is one of the particular pictures, I promise girls, some girls, I will watch this video properly and probably get back. But what I would say about Meghan here, you can see they're clearly in two different lights. Here you've just got it looks like Meghan's washed out almost, where her mum looks a lot more sort of shaded. So yeah, I would say, actually I can see it now. I can see exactly where you are. Right, let's see if I can find that picture for myself actually. Meghan Markle's mother. Images. It wouldn't surprise me if... Oh, I'm not... Yeah, I would like to see this video where you said they had an applause track going. That sounds interesting. Yeah, but in that image that you showed, it didn't look particularly legitimate. Meghan Markle's mum joins the royal couple at a luncheon. I bet no matter how much that video you watch, you won't... Well, you might see them together, but... Right, let's go back to your vid, actually, and see... Doria Raglan talk... Is there a date on any of it? Okay.
I'm going to have to go back to...
Yeah, now I see exactly what you're on
Here.
about. That is, she
Okay.
does look very CGI from a first glance.
I'm going to have to go back to one of the videos I just did. I don't know why I didn't do this. Oh, no. Okay. The audio did not turn out on this one. All right, well, let me just go for it. Was able to get it earlier, but okay. Well, there's no audio, so I think I forgot to turn the mic on.
Some girls, perhaps sometime I'll have to do, I don't know if you ever use like Google Hangout or anything, but it does allow you to share your screen. It's not called Google Hangout now anymore. It's called something else. Space, room, place, shack, I don't know. But anyway, you can go on. Of course, we can invite other people on if we share the link. But yeah, if you ever wanted to do that, it would be interesting
Oh, no,
to
it's just in a buffer
see what you got
until the
to
bus come home, isn't it?
present.
Okay. Right here. And in addition to that, I've never seen, this is so fake. I mean, look at Harry. And then in addition to that, I noticed that, well, Doria's dress is a little weird. Where is her hand? Is it behind her?
There is a very strange lump in Meghan's dress there. I will just point that out. Yeah, I can absolutely see what you mean. It looks almost like she's stood with a cardboard cutout.
is that how you normally stand? Okay. And like her arm is looks messed up. Also, I guess I don't really. I mean, the dress is fine, but it's made out of two different fabrics, from what I can tell. And she always looks sloppy, just like her dad and mom.
That could be a botched attempt at trying to put the dress. Could be a botched attempt at trying to put a light and shadow onto it. Who knows? Maybe it is meant to be two separates.
And just
right. What's that picture? Doria, Meghan, and Prince Harry on stage at the NAACP. We'll have a look at that. I would like to see Meghan, Harry, Doria, what was it? NCP. I know I've got it wrong, but NAACP. Right, I'm guessing this was one of the original pictures. Yeah, they fake everything about these people. So, yes, in fact, you can even see, I don't know how close up we can get on this picture. You can kind of see where her shoulder's glitching out a bit. It's either a very surprisingly low resolution picture, yeah, this picture coming from Yahoo. Look how look for first thing. Look at the terrible picture quality. Could it, could they have got a worse picture of Meghan if they tried? I'm not sure what's going on just there with the eye. It looks like, I think it's where they try and make part of her face shadowed and part of it lit up. Yeah, and this shoulder just looks terrible. Harry doesn't look as bad. But yeah, that is, I would say 100% CGI. And they made it poor quality, so you cannot go in, for example, and inspect why there's lots of bright pixels around her weird eyes. And again, there the eye just looks very odd. Again, you'd need a full resolution picture. You can, of course, do a reverse image search. I'll see how possible that is. Right, save image as. I can copy image. Yeah, I'm going to try and do a reverse search for it, so we'll see what we can do. Okay, it is midnight, so I am going to have to start winding down, actually. I've just been reminded by the cat that you're supposed to be done by midnight. So that is what I'm going to do. Right, we'll have a look at this one. See if I can find this picture somewhere. And then right, start. Right, does this work? Right, this should do. It might mean we can find a better version of it. I'm not sure. We'll see. 1200 by 1152. Right, it looks like this is the best quality picture that I'm going to find, unfortunately, which is shocking because that picture is awful. Literally, sack the cameraman. Whatever camera they used to get these pictures, throw it in the bin. It is the worst picture quality I've ever seen. I bet if we go in a bit closer on this one, again, it will look awful. Yeah, Harry's face looks very one-dimensional. Or, well, two-dimensional, I guess you'd call it, wouldn't you? No, one-dimensional. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever... I used to have a picture of me as a kid, and I'm stood by a cardboard cutout of Mr. T, and you can tell it's a cardboard cutout. How could they get such a rubbish picture? I mean, look at those. Yeah, that is beyond ridiculous, some girls. I will properly watch your video and maybe come back. But yeah, thank you for sharing. I would be really interested to see if there's an actual video clip of these two on at this stage. Yeah, some girls. I will certainly give your video a proper look. At the minute, it is literally a minute to 12, so unfortunately I'm going to have to start winding down. But I do really appreciate you, commenting and asking me for my opinion on that one. I will get back to it. Susan, I said, is saying good night, as is Philip Wright. Yeah, I'm going to have to as well. But Susan, yeah, you are absolutely correct. Okay, right. I'm going to... I don't know if you could just hear that noise. That was the cat jumping down. So, in conclusion, why would they fabricate war? It just means they can destroy cities, they can rebuild without having to go through all the awkwardness of proper appropriate channels like planning permission, consultations, environmental surveys, stuff it, just blow the place up and then we'll have to build back. So yeah, that's my conclusion on that one. I would like to thank everyone who's taken the time tonight to tune in, especially if you commented in the live chat. Susan Byrne, Philip Wright, Some Girls, Alice Wilde, Maria Ellender, Andrew Lidgett. Let's see. Andrew Lidgett, Random Games, KG, Simone Z. I've said Alice Wilde, I'm pretty sure. Maria Ellender. I always repeat names at the end of this. Phil Wright, I've definitely said. I think that could be everyone. Of course, Robbo Max was in earlier. If there's anyone whose name I haven't thanked for joining in the live chat, Philip Wright, Build Back Better. That is, again, I could go back to the book 1984 because there was a term they used almost identical to Build Back Better. I can't remember what it was now, but yeah, Night Susan. I am also gonna play out with a video. Oh, actually, we're going to play out with JT33. I don't think I mentioned him in the live chat. His video... No, we'll play out with his music video from his channel. It's called World War III. I think it's pretty cool. I will leave a link to his... I'll leave a link to his video in the live chat and the description. Hang on. Okay, I'm just gonna... Okay. Hope everyone has a good week. And yeah, massive thanks for joining tonight, for tuning in tonight. Right, where is my vid that I plan to play? Whoa, that needs resizing. Yeah, this goes back to October. Oh no, I'm playing the wrong one, aren't I? I wasn't going to play him with that. It was going to be JT33.
It is day 2 of a war that until just yesterday was...
Yeah, yeah, this one's called World War III, and yeah, I think it's pretty awesome. Yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. I will also suggest, or not suggest, I will ask that you can have a look for, where are we? What's this one? Yeah, I'll ask that you can check out my new channels. The links is all in the description. And finally, a shout out to my one and only Patreon, Linda Mack, if anyone's in a position to support this channel. Is it that one? It's links in the description, patreon.com/BZines. Okay, this is, yeah, that's it for me, or else I'm going to ramble all night and we'll be here for another 2 hours. But yeah, huge thanks for joining in. I will be back with another live stream, and I'll probably put something up over on BitChute or Chronicles of the Unconvinced before the end of the week. So yeah, check me out over there. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful week, and hopefully see you next week. And yeah, random games, if you ever want to, you know, collaborate, come on and do a open lines chat or whatever, just let me know. If anyone wants to contact me about that, actually, because I am going to populate my new YouTube channel with some of the chats I've had with people, unless you let me know otherwise, if you've ever taken part in one. So yeah, I'm requesting guests. Please email me on either bobbyzines@gmail.com or unconvincedchronicles@gmail.com. Either way, love to hear from you. Or I'll see you in the live chat next week. Good night, everyone. Take care.
It is day 2 of a war that until just yesterday was for many unimaginable. And the scenes that the hours since the Russian invasion of Ukraine began have left us bring to mind times that Europe hoped to have long left behind.
Look at the world that we're living in. It's like a state of insanity. Words, sorcery, pulling a veil over the eyes of humanity. You know that it's tyranny, I know that you're hearing me. Look at the damage that's dealt, and on the inside, what have you felt? Abused like a child, you hide from the sting of the belt. Why can't we save ourselves from the carnage created? I need you to see that their plan is unraveling free. Brace yourselves for the ending and the start of World War III.
Turned into bomb shelters, civilians arming themselves to defend their country in heavy shelling in Kiev and across Ukraine. The facts on the ground and the measures taken to contain them are moving fast, and tonight we'll take you through what we know and try to make sense of a series of events that has left Europeans stunned and in shock.
They're really gonna hit us with a shock and awe to keep the people begging for the order of law. Where is the line that we draw? When Putin's got his foot up on the neck of the Ukraine, the whole world's going crazy and the feeling is insane. Where does the real story end and the propaganda begin for the sheep? They're making them bleed, we're making them see. Brace yourselves for the ending and the start of World War III.